Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, putting a new radiator fan in the Toyota because blew the last one to shreds wheeling last weekend, and I don't think there's a blade left on it. So I've got a new one for the 98 Tacoma here. Should be hopefully fairly easy. Looks like a couple 12 mil bolts, pop it off, put the fan on, and put it back in. So the idle has been really bad because of the imbalance of the fan. So the whole engine, the whole car has just been like vibrating like crazy because when the fan rotates, there's so much rotational weight that is now off from that broken fan that it's just causing the whole vehicle to shake. If you also have a 1998 Tacoma with the 3.4 liter, here is the part number, at least for these guys. Here's the current status of the old fan. As you can tell, the blades just got completely shredded. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3. This one's already broken. Look at that. I would say 3.5 blades, and then we're missing a solid 3. This is definitely why the motor has been shaking so much, because actually half of the fan has no blades and half the fan still has most of them. Definitely a lot of off balance weight with this thing shaking and causing this insane engine vibration. But right down there by the pulley are 4 12 mil nuts. There's 1, 2, and 2 on the underside. It shouldn't be too hard to get them off. It's just getting at them that's going to be the most difficult, and that should give us the entire fan as well as the clutch that it's attached to. So I'll start I guess with the top one, closest to or the driver's side. Oh man, how do you keep the whole thing from spinning? What? The whole thing spins? Hold on. I loosened up the 4 bolts. What I had to do is take a long screwdriver and wedge it in between the 2 bolts, at least 2 bolts that I wasn't unscrewing currently, so that way I could like wedge the pulley from spinning, and then that would give me enough leverage to use the 12 mil to pop it loose. And now they all they're in good condition, not rusty, so they actually look finger tight and loose now, so I should be able to just pull those off. I think the key is just to not drop them. Here comes the first one. Don't drop it. Gotcha. 1. I'm gonna put no, that's a terrible place. I'm gonna put them right in my pocket. Oh, these ones are gonna be a bit more challenging. It's honestly beneficial though that the fan blades are broken, because it gives me more room around here to work. Let's go. I might need the 12 mil again. This one's gonna be a bugger. It's alright. Let's see if I can get my hand. Oh, I got it. Let's go. Now this whole thing you just pop off, and apparently you can pull it up towards the driver's side. Okay. Yep. Yes. Fan and fan clutch are out. There's nothing leaking, but the radiator definitely got a bit chewed up kind of down here. Look at that. The plastic must have dug its way into the radiator when it got blown to shreds, so might be needing a new radiator soon. Now that we've got it out, here's a close look at the fan. You can tell just how terrible it is. I actually found another piece of it, an old remnants of a blade. Yeah, so I guess the next thing to do, oh, I'm actually missing a nut on this one. Just noticed that. Okay. Well, I was going to be taking off these 4 to get the fan. Oh, wait. Yeah, taking off these 4 to get the fan off. But, I mean, yeah, I'm missing 1, so I guess I got to take off 3. Broken fan is off. We've got the fan clutch here and 3 of the 4 bolts. I'm gonna actually go and see if I can dig around and find a 4th one to put on here. These were really loose. I mean, not loose, but they're not torqued down very much. I think the factory is like 6 foot-pounds, so not much at all, which is why I definitely want to go try and find a 4th one, just so that way we don't run into an issue where the fan comes loose. Well, I couldn't find a 4th nut, unfortunately, so it'll have to wait for another time, but we can pull out the new fan here. Obviously, it looks much better than the other one. It looks like it actually goes on just like this. So, no, you don't need to switch it around. These were, I believe, 10 mil bolts. I'm going to use the breaker bar on this. If you have an inch-pound breaker bar, it's much easier, but I believe for foot-pounds, it's right about 6. All right, 6 foot-pounds there. Again, I don't have a 4th, but we're just gonna roll with it for today. If I didn't lose the 12 mil, we could get right back to reinstalling this thing. So, yeah. Where the heck did I put it? Okay, and yes, I am using a bucket here as a step ladder because I'm not that tall. Let me go ahead and get this guy set up there. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll just keep it in the pocket. And then this thing goes right back in like this. But this time it's full size, so it might take a little more finagling to get it back in here. Down a little bit more. There we go. Oh, this pulley can come loose. I don't want that to happen. Oh, okay. How do I get this in? Wow, to be honest, I don't think it's gonna fit without taking the shroud off. I really don't. I don't see how that's gonna work. I still can't get it in there, so I think I'm gonna try and loosen the top radiator, the fan, basically shroud that sits around it. I'm gonna try and loosen the top 2 bolts and see if that will give me enough play to maybe slip it down in there. And there's 2. Let's see if that will give me enough play here. What a pickle, man. How does this work? How do I bring it back out? I wonder if I can just go in from the top now. Okay. I don't know if I can get enough. Not much. Maybe. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Let's go. New fan is all up in there, and we are ready to turn this thing on. But first, definitely need to go and get rid of this thing. The last thing to do now is to really start it up and make sure everything runs all right. We don't have that crazy vibration at idle. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go double check the fan and make sure nothing is in its way of spinning and nothing's gonna get knocked off when it starts up. Looks like it spins freely, doesn't hit anything. The clutch actually feels good. There's plenty of resistance still left in it, so I think it was just the fan that needed replacing and maybe that radiator later on. All right, moment of truth here. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Oh, instantly I can tell that the vibration is gone. Yes! Well, that is a job complete. I think that pretty much fixes all of the casualties from the overlanding trip last weekend. I'm pretty sure it was just blowing that fan to shreds. It looked like there was some damage on the radiator, so, you know, time will tell how long that thing lasts until I have to go ahead and just pull that whole thing out and put a brand new radiator in. But I think we're gonna take a break from the Tacoma, which I know a lot of you are happy to hear. In the next video, I'm gonna be, well, off camera, you can't see it, but the Prelude sitting under a tarp is gonna go up on jack stands. And I'm hoping that one of the issues that happened during the trip down here when the Prelude imploded was possibly the rear main seal. So I'm gonna pull the 5-speed transmission off of the Prelude, tip it upside down and see if I can get that long lost gear out of there. If not, I might have to crack open the whole transmission to see if I can dig it out, put the transmission back together, put it back on the car after I replace the rear main seal. But I feel like pulling the transmission off will give me a good idea of maybe what's going on in there. So that's the plan. Prelude stuff happening next. If you guys enjoyed this one or learned something, give it a thumbs up and comment below if you have any suggestions for either the Tacoma or the Prelude. I'll see you in the next video. Keep elevating. Adios.